Hello and welcome to another video from Between CAD Classes. I'm Tracy, and in this video we're going to talk about one of my favorite subjects, dynamic blocks in AutoCAD. Specifically, we're going to take a look at how we can modify a block and add the scale action to it. This will allow us to scale a block without actually starting the scale command. Let's take a look at an example. You can see this tree over here on the left side of your screen that when I select it, it has an extra grip that allows me to click and drag and scale it. You can see that I'm basically able to scale it however big or however small I want. There are no limits to this particular one. We'll also take a look at how we can limit the scale option. So if we take a look at the other tree on the right side of your screen, you can see that this one also has the grip, but when I click on it, you can see the predefined increments that I'm allowed to scale to. So that way I can control the size of the block a little bit better. And in fact, I can create a drop-down list to look up those values and choose them by name. So here you can see if I want a 10-foot diameter tree, I can choose that particular one. So how do you do this? Let's find out. We'll jump into AutoCAD. If you would like to try this along with me, take a look at the description for this video. You'll find a link to this particular file, so you can actually try this exercise right alongside me. Here I've got the block. I've already created it, nothing special about it. I'm going to go ahead and double click on it to get into my block editor, and then I'll click OK. Next, I am going to add a parameter, a linear parameter. So if you think about a linear parameter, I'm basically going to be stretching this value. So if I create a linear parameter that acts as the radius, I'm going to stretch that radius in and out, and that will scale my block for me. So I'll choose my linear parameter. My first point is going to be the center of the tree here, and then my second point will be the quadrant over here on the right side. Then I'll bring the parameter up and click to place it. Next, I'll switch to the Actions tab. Here, I will go ahead and choose my Scale action. As with most dynamic blocks, the first step then is to select the parameter I want to associate this action with. So I'll select my distance 1 parameter here. Then the command line asks me for the objects I want to scale. I'll just go ahead and create a big crossing window around everything, and then press Enter. I'm going to go ahead and test my block. I'll choose Test Block, select my block here, grab my grip, and now you can see that I'm free to scale this however big or however small I want. There is a grip over here on the left side that acts really weird. It'll scale and change the insertion point. So I'm going to get rid of that grip. And then I'm also going to limit the values. So I'll close my test block. I'm going to select my distance 1 parameter and then right click and choose Properties. That'll bring up my Properties palette here. And I'm going to scroll down on the list here. And with that parameter selected, I am going to choose number of grips and set that to 1. That will get rid of that extra little grip there. Then I'm going to put in an allowable list of values. My current value, if I measured it, is 5 feet. I'll double check that. I'm just going to type DI for distance, and I'll go from the center point to the quadrant. And I can see in the command line that that is 5 feet. So once again, I'll select my parameter. And then down here in my properties in value set, I'm going to go from none for my distance type to a list of values. Next, I'm going to put in the allowable values. So I'll click where I have 5 feet currently, and then I will click to expand to the dialog box. And then I'll add in some additional ones. So let's say I want 6 feet, 7 feet, and 8 feet. Keep in mind, these are radius values. So I'll go ahead and click OK. And then I'm going to test my block. I'll go ahead and close my properties for now to get that out of the way. And now you can see that I'm free to scale it to the 4 different sizes. Well, next I want to create the little drop-down list. So I'm going to close my test block. I'm going to go back to the Parameters tab, and I'm going to add in a Lookup parameter. Now, wherever I click is where the drop-down arrow is going to go. So perhaps you might want it inside the tree, like my example, or maybe out to the side somewhere. Keep in mind, though, that as the tree gets bigger, it's going to get closer and closer to that drop-down arrow. So that's why I opted to just kind of place mine inside the tree anyways. Next, I'll go to the Actions tab, and I'll choose the Lookup action. I'll select the Lookup parameter. Then my Property Lookup Table dialog box pops up. I'm going to select Add Properties, and then I'm going to add my 1 linear parameter. And click OK. Next, I will add in the different values here. So I'll choose 5 feet, And then over here on the right, I'm going to type in what I want to show up in that drop-down list. So this is going to be 10-foot diameter. I'll repeat the process here for 6 foot, and then I'll put in 12 feet diameter. I'll go with 7 feet and 14 feet diameter, and then 8 feet and 16 feet diameter. Finally, I will go ahead and click OK to close the dialog box. Next, I can test this out, but I'm feeling pretty confident, so I'm going to close my block editor and save my changes. Then I'll select my tree, and you can see my grip here works to scale it in and out to the 4 sizes. I can also click the drop down and choose it by name. So there's my 16-foot diameter tree, 12-foot diameter tree, etc. So maybe the concept of scaling a tree is silly to you because of the work you don't do anything that has anything to do with trees. And that's great. Hopefully you can take this concept and apply it to whatever work you do, and maybe you can add the scale option to something that you find yourself scaling often. I hope you found this helpful. If so, please give this video a like. I always love subscribers, so feel free to subscribe and drop me a comment. I'd love to see what types of objects you're adding the scale function to. As always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video from Between CAD Classes.